Let's have a little occult chat, shall we? On the early morning. And this is your occult host, the Occult View, aka C and Rant. I wanted to come through and I wanted to talk about a few things. And this video will be somewhat of a rant as well. And I know y'all love my rants. I do too. But I really needed to get some things off of my chest. And, I'm a fighter. And when I say I'm a fighter, what I mean is I don't just lie down and die and believe what people tell me to. Because, people try to use their words to disempower you. They try to use their influence or their fake influence to disempower you and to disenfranchise you, to prevent you from thinking for yourself. And here's what I'm talking about. I was having a conversation with my friend, boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. And he was talking about a friend of his that he was having a conversation with. And they were talking about Roe versus Wade. And everyone is up in arms about Roe versus Wade. I'm not really into politics. I understand politics, but I'm not into political shit like that. I'm not. There are people that I know that I guide who may want to go into that world or realm of politics. I can guide them, but I'm not, excuse me, I'm not a political person. So therefore, this is not really about, who's right or who's wrong. So I don't want people getting that idea. This is about spirit. This is solely about spirit and what's happening on a spiritual level. Okay? And also how black people and their minds are being controlled by what they think is really happening, or whatever the case may be. Distractions, illusions, all of that bullshit. So my friend was having a conversation with a friend of his, and this friend that he was having a conversation with was so up in arms about them supposedly reversing Roe versus Wade. And the reversal is really not saying that you can't get an abortion. It's simply saying leave it up to the states. And on a federal level, it's not going to be addressed. They're going to leave it up to the states to address those issues, basically. And his friend was like, well, if they reverse Roe versus Wade, they're going to reverse interracial marriage. They're going to reverse LGBT rights and gay marriage, basically. Gay marriage, in specifically, not LGBT rights, but gay marriage, or whatever the case may be. First of all, this man that was having this conversation with my friend, he has no stake in any of the issues that he's concerned about, besides the fact that he has a gay brother who is not married. Okay? Me personally, as a gay person, I don't want to be married, and I don't need to be married. When I say my husband, I'm saying that because we're living together like husband and whatever. That's what I mean when I say that. But as far as marriage, going to a church and doing all that other stuff, that bullshit ain't for me. I don't give a fuck who it offends. I don't care. That ain't for me. That may be for you. That may be for Betty Sue or Bobby Sue. It ain't for Seer. Okay? I don't need a church to affiliate anything that has anything to do with a person that I'm with. I'm not into that. Okay? So I don't I'm good. I don't need that. Secondly, he said that they were going to reverse interracial marriage. He doesn't have a stake in that fight either. And I was trying to explain this to my friend, but my boyfriend, whatever, but he wasn't getting it. Because I was saying, I understand the basis. We didn't get into an argument or anything, but I was trying to get him to understand where I was coming from. I understand what your friend is saying. I get what he is saying, but he doesn't have a dog in this fight. And I said, the interesting thing is, he mentioned gay marriage, which gay marriage, he's a man that's with a woman. Yeah, he has a gay brother, but you don't have a dog in that fight. And gay marriage, truthfully, was more of a white person's thing. Yeah, there are. Let me say this. I know there are gay black people that get married, but most of the gay black people that I know, or most of the gay black people that I see that are married, are in interracial gay marriages. There are black men that are married to each other. I get that. But I think that that is a very small percentage. Same thing with black women who are lesbians. I think that is a small percentage of the LGBT community. So as black people, as gay black people, I don't really think we have a fight in that either. But this person, the point that I'm making is this. He mentioned gay marriage. He mentioned interracial marriage. All of these things would be taken away because of the reversal of Roe versus Wade. But he did not say anything about black civil rights. He didn't say anything about protection for black women or protections for black women that may be, affected, civil rights for black women too. He didn't say anything about that. Well, I guess that would fall under black civil rights. He didn't say anything about the civil rights that black people have, earned and worked for in this country, possibly being affected by Roe versus Wade, which I don't think that they will be. I don't think they will be. And if they are, we'll deal with it when we come to that bridge. But the fact, what was so disturbing is that this man did not mention, and this is what I was trying to get my boyfriend to understand. I said he did not mention anything about black civil rights. The only thing that he was so concerned about, and he doesn't have a stake in either issue, was interracial marriage being reversed and gay marriage being reversed. Both of those issues, white people benefit from those things more. And black men, because black men, they don't like black people. Y'all know how they are, child. But that's another story. And I'm being facetious maybe a little bit. But I found that to be very interesting because, I look at people's behavioral patterns and I'm trying to understand, because he's a black man. That's why I said that. So I was thinking to myself, why the fuck are these niggas tripping like this? They are sitting up here tripping over the reversal of Roe versus Wade, and they are worried about interracial marriage being reversed and gay marriage being reversed. But none of these guys are talking about black civil rights possibly being affected by Roe versus Wade being reversed. But again, I don't think that's going to be the case. But it's just the fact that that has not come across their minds. At least not the ones that are talking within my vicinity. They're talking about interracial marriage and gay marriage. What the fuck? And I don't give a fuck who gets offended by what I'm saying. That's probably why I'm not as popular on YouTube as I could be, because I say things that are very unpopular. Because when it comes to my spirit or spirituality, sometimes the occult has an unpopular view. Sometimes it does. And it really goes back to that gargoyle, Cora Masters Berry, Marion Barry's widow, when she was running around here last year talking about they're trying to take away black people's voting rights. No, they weren't. What they were saying was that if you don't have a fucking ID, you cannot vote. And then these type of black people, they started spreading all of this fear and hysteria. All of this fear and hysteria across the motherfucking land. Oh, this Cora, they're going to take away the right to vote. This Cora Masters Berry. Oh, we got to fight. Oh, they're going to take away the right to vote. That's how she talks. That's how this gargoyle talks. all while she supports a woman who has been supporting gentrification, and I'm talking about Muriel Bowser, the mayor here in D.C. And then Cora Masters Berry has the unmitigated gall to sit back and say that Marion Barry, rest in power to him, that he would be supporting Muriel Bowser, a woman who has been gentrifying and supporting the gentrification of DC for a very, very long time. But get the fuck out of here. That's all these people do. These particular types of black people, this is all they do is spread fear. They spread fear, they spread misinformation, they spread propaganda to keep their pockets paid and to keep other black people getting played. In the words of the late, great Julia Hare, they getting paid and we getting fucking played. And I'm just sitting back looking at all of this bullshit. You know, I'm just sitting back looking at all of it. And black people fall for anything now. Nobody researches. Nobody questions shit. Nobody says, and listen, I don't like no motherfucking Clarence Thomas. I don't like that motherfucking, I don't like him. I'm not even going to call him any names. It's not about calling him names. I don't like that motherfucking nigga. And it's not because he's married to a white woman. It's because he has a toxic fucking spirit like a lot of black men in the Washington, D.C., Baltimore area. Doesn't matter if they're on top or at the bottom with the rats. They're toxic. And then they try to be these localized revolutionaries when they ain't shit. All you motherfucking niggas, and I'm speaking about you, I'm talking about here. I ain't talking about black men across the diaspora. I'm talking about here. All you motherfucking niggas call yourselves kings. When I go through certain social media sites, let me just say that all of you niggas are calling yourself kings in the DC area, but don't none of you motherfucking dust buckets have no fucking kingdom. You don't have no fucking kingdom, but you a fucking king. How the fuck can you look for a queen when you ain't got a kingdom to put her in? I'm just talking. How the fuck you a king, but you can't think for your fucking self? Oh, that's right. You let gay marriage and interracial marriage think for you. You niggas are so worried that they're going to take away interracial marriage when you're not even in an interracial marriage. If I was a black woman and I had a husband or a boyfriend that was more concerned about gay marriage and interracial marriage, I would leave that motherfucker. Because I would be thinking like, well, what do you think about black civil rights? What if that is affected by Roe versus Wade and the reversal of it? And again, I'm only using that as an example, as an analogy. I'm not saying that that's literally what's going to happen. But the disturbing thing is that these particular black men, they're not even thinking about that. They're more concerned about interracial marriage and gay marriage being affected by the reversal of Roe versus Wade. I find that very disturbing, and I don't give a fuck who's offended by it. I don't give a fuck who is offended by it. Because I don't know too many black people that are gay that are getting married. I don't know too many of them. Maybe there are some, but the ones that are getting married, they're getting married to their partner is non-black. So that aligns with the interracial agenda. Didn't I tell you all a long time ago that the interracial agenda and the gay agenda, I know what y'all thinking, how could you say that you gay? I know, but remember I told you all a long time ago that the interracial agenda and the gay agenda were intertwined? I might have said it on my old account, but I'm saying it again. The interracial agenda and the gay agenda are intertwined. That is why you see a lot of black men marrying white men. And they're trying to keep a certain amount of what? I don't know. I lost my train of thought making that point. That's because spirit was coming through probably. But they're intertwined. They're intertwined. And what I was going to say was I could easily say, oh, it's because they're trying to keep black people separated and all that. Well, black people keep each other separated. Because black people fall for anything. Anytime you listen to a motherfucker like Cora Masters Berry, anytime you listen to that fucking deceptive gargoyle, she's running around the streets talking about they're trying to take away people's voting rights, spreading fear and misinformation, and it wasn't even fucking true. But let me say it again, you support a woman who is actively and maliciously gentrified DC on a molecular level. But you're talking about them taking away voting rights from black people when that wasn't true. Because people don't research. They were just saying you need a motherfucking ID in order to vote. I used to work for the voting administration, or the whatever they call it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you vote, I would be the one. It's a volunteer job. I used to be the one to check people in, and you always ask for a person's ID in order to vote. When I would check people in, I would say, "May I please see your ID?" I would look at their ID and say, "Okay, your name is John Stewart. Okay, Mr. Stewart, I have you here in the system." I would check them in, give them their little receipt, have them initial it, and then they would be escorted to a voting booth. But the problem was they were trying to let illegal aliens come into this country and vote without being registered. You have to register to vote, and you have to have an ID to vote. See, that's what them bitches was really out there voting for. And they wanted us to align with that bullshit. And and I said it and I ain't taking it back. That's what it was really fucking about. It had nothing to do with black people. But you have people like Cora Masters Berry and other black people who sit up and they try to use our energy to promote other people and their interests, and we don't get a motherfucking thing out of it. Same is the case with this fool that's a friend of my boyfriend's. And Lord knows I'm glad my friend, he's at work right now, so I can talk like this. Because some things I don't really like talking around him, because he, sometimes you just want to have a talk to yourself, child. Same is the case with him, but you know what? They're not the only one. He's not the only one that thinks that way. I'm not talking about my boyfriend. I'm talking about his friend. He's not the only one who thinks that way. There are so many black people that have that type of mindset. They believe whatever people tell them. Oh, they reverse Roe versus Wade. They're going to take everything from us. All that fucking slave fucking talk and that slave mentality. All of that hopeless bullshit. That hopeless mentality, oh, with me. Oh, the big bad white man gonna come and take everything from us. The white man so powerful over us. The boy ready gonna take it from us. And we believe it. Have you ever heard any of these people, and I'm being honest with you, you've never heard any of them. It's not even a question. Let me rephrase that. You have never heard any of these people say, why don't we do this? Why don't we have a program, or why don't we promote jobs in certain areas? Jobs that everyone can have access to. And I'm not talking about their Masonic motherfucking connections. Okay? I'm not talking about their Masonic connections. Because we all know when people say it's not what you know, it's who you know, they're talking about the Masonic connections that a lot of these people fucking have. And that's how they get some of the jobs that they get in the government. That's how they get some of the jobs they get in transportation. That's how a lot of these black Negroes get the jobs that they get. Because they're connected to Masons. And I ain't knocking it. I'm just calling it what the fuck it is. Because Masons and Eastern Stars, they all stick together. And they help one another. And if you're not part of that network, and I spoke about this somewhere else not that long ago, if you're not part of that network, you have to find your own creative way to make a living and to make your own money. And that's what I do. Now, I had an ancestor that was an Eastern Star. My great-great-grandmother, I didn't know her, but she was an Eastern Star. And she must have been really high up in the Eastern Star ranks, because she was friends with high up Masonic people. She was friends with a man named Herbert Pugsley. And he was one of the highest ranking members of the Masonic order back in the day. I'm talking about back in probably the 40s, 50s, back during that time. His name was Herbert Pugsley. So if you're not part of that network, then you know unless you are a creative person, like a witch or a warlock or a wizard, such as myself, or whatever you want to call us, then you're really going to be out in the cold. You have to know how to create. But I just wanted to come through, and I wanted to vent that because I get so sick and tired of these types of black people trying to force their ignorance onto the masses of people. They want everyone to stay in a state of victimhood, in a state of lack. Oh, they trying to take everything from us. Oh, they trying to take everything from us. Now you see all of these so-called conscious dudes, talking about, oh, Roe versus Wade is just the beginning. And all that old bullshit. Oh, that's just the beginning. Roe versus Wade, they getting ready to take everything from us. Well, maybe in your world, that's how it's going to be. Promoting all that fear and bullshit. Same thing with that thing. You know what I'm talking about? That thing, that 19 thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That thing that ends with 19. Promoting all that fucking fear with that. Oh, everybody's gonna die. Oh, everybody's gonna die. And things have somewhat gotten back to normal. There have been pandemics and plandemics throughout history, whatever you want to call it. Now they're talking about, oh, it's a food shortage, everybody. Oh, it's coming, everybody. Just like that old fucking, he's dead now, that old goddamn Jack Venepe used to be a televangelist. He used to always be on TV with his wife, Rex Zeller. Oh, Jack! Oh, he's coming back, Jack. Talking about Jesus Christ. Oh, Jack, he's coming. Oh, he's coming. Oh, get ready, beloved. He's getting ready to come back. Oh, come on now. That was back in the early 90s. He still ain't came back yet. That was back in the early 90s. And I remember when I used to look at him back then, because I didn't have any sense, because I was a teenager. I used to look at that shit and I used to get terrified. Oh, the Antichrist is coming. Oh, he's coming. Christ is coming back. Oh, everybody better get ready. instilling all of that fear. Just like they're doing with this food shortage shit. If there's a food shortage, I'm surely not experiencing that. I'm not around here. Now, there are some things that you might not be able to find and stuff like that. Of course, there is changes happening. But the way that they're presenting them, it's simply not true, ladies and gentlemen. They're presenting a fear-mongering energy, and they're putting that out into the universe. And then people wonder why you're sick. You wonder why you have all these diseases, cancer, high blood pressure, all of these types of mental disorders, anxiety, depression. Because they're putting this shit out into the universe, and it's manifesting in your subconscious mind, and it's becoming part of your quantum reality. While they continue to eat good. Y'all motherfuckers not eating good off of me. Fuck that bullshit. You ain't eating good off of me. With this bullshit. Now it's the food shortage shit. Yes, it is good to be prepared for anything. It's good to be prepared. But it is not good to be in fear. It's good to be prepared. Yeah, in case people start buying up shit again, yeah, I would advise people to stock up on, dry foods. Enough that will last you for at least a couple of months, 2 to 3 months, maybe 6 months. But I don't think people should panic. We just came through one of the worst pandemics recorded in history. And we're still here. So what the fuck does that tell you? But you got all these motherfucking niggas on YouTube, to my black folks, and anybody else, all of these motherfucking fear-mongering people on YouTube keep trying to stir the motherfucking pot. Oh, something's coming. Oh, this. Oh, World War III. Well, if World War III comes, then we're all just going to die. Then we'll go to the other side and everything will be beautiful. Okay? I mean, come on now. All of these fearmongers. Oh, it's getting ready to do this. Oh, it's getting ready to do that. Well, if you don't have a way to stop it, why the fuck are you telling people about it? Why are you telling people about it? That's just like these dumb motherfuckers who claim they're getting prophecies from God. You ain't getting no prophecies from no motherfucking God, because God doesn't promote fear. The real God, the real source, does not promote fear. And the real source, which speaks through me and others like me, is not going to give you information that's going to be disturbing without giving you a solution. Because if you notice, these people on YouTube that are so-called prophets or prophetess, they give out information of fear, but they don't give out any information of solutions. The source that I know that pumps through all of us doesn't do shit like that. You're probably getting some motherfucking information from some goddamn weird ass fucking aliens that's trying to promote fear in the universe. But you ain't getting that. See, you gotta understand, just because you think you're getting a message from God, it could be from a motherfucking alien or something, or another type of entity that's not human. Because there are lower level entities like aliens, not extraterrestrials. Aliens and extraterrestrials are two totally different species. But I'm not getting into that. But aliens who are on lower levels can give you false information to promote fear into the universe. And that is really a lot of the prophetics that a lot of these motherfuckers be getting. Talk to him right now. Why is he calling my damn phone? I'm on a flow right now. He messed up my flow. Calling me. No, that wasn't my boyfriend calling me, y'all. That was somebody else calling me this time of motherfucking night. But I'm just saying. All of these people, oh, I had a vision and all that. A lot of times that ain't no damn God. That ain't no God. Not if it's promoting fear, it's not. Because God would give solutions. The source gives solutions. It does not promote fear. A lot of that shit you getting from these low-level motherfucking aliens or whatever the case may be. Those low-level fucking archonic aliens. That's probably who really talking to you. Giving you these fake fucking prophecies to promote fucking fear. To keep the earth in a constant fucking state of fear and imbalance. Suppressing the divine feminine energy. Fuck out of here with that motherfucking shit. Oh, they're gonna take everything from us. Keeping you fucking distracted from you having an individual experience with the God in you. Because you're too wrapped up worrying about they're gonna take away gay marriage and interracial marriage. All of this motherfucking shit is fake, fraud, deceptive. All of it. It's an illusion. But black folks just keep on believing in it. And then you wonder why you can't get a fucking head. You wonder why. Because you listening to motherfucking aliens. Archons. Low-level archons. Or at least that part of your mind. You ain't even getting no information from no fucking reptilians. You're getting information from low-level archons. Reptilians don't even want nothing to do with you motherfuckers no more. But that's another story. Food shortages. Gas prices going up again. Gas prices have, you know what? Gas prices went up. I remember back in the 90s when we were dealing with this type of shit. We live in a world that is not set in a constant state of peace and paradise. That's not the nature of this world. The nature of this world is an ongoing up and down like a seesaw. Sometimes things are good, sometimes things are bad. That's just the nature of fucking life. But when you are a person who calls yourself a witch, wizard, warlock, what we know how to do is we know how to exist in these challenging times without being affected as much as others. Of course we get affected, but not as much as others. And on a collective scale, if black people were to tap into that power, we would be unstoppable. But instead, they rather listen to people like Cora Masters Berry or Muriel Bowser or these other fake fraudulent motherfucking niggas on YouTube trying to promote motherfucking fear behind Roe versus motherfucking Wade. And then on top of that, just my own personal motherfucking, interjection into this. All of these Planned Parenthood places were put purposely in the black community anyway. That racist ass bitch Margaret Sanger and y'all motherfuckers who wanted to see black babies aborted and y'all motherfuckers crying over some motherfucking Roe versus motherfucking Wade. Yeah, I fucking said it. And I'm not even a damn Christian or a Catholic. Well, I was born Methodist, and I think, Catholicism is kind of intertwined with, the AME with the Methodists, because we believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. So it's an intertwining of both of Catholicism and, I think, regular other Christianity shit. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all niggas up here mad because they're saying we don't want to deal with that on a federal level anymore. That bitch, that white evil motherfucking bitch, Margaret Sanger, along with Jeff Bezos' wife, that bitch too. I think, is it his wife or Melinda Gates? Probably both of them. Want to see the genocide of black babies. Because that's sacrifice for them. That's sacrifice to whatever motherfucking entities that they're fucking serving to keep their fucking wealth and prosperity. These fucking low-level fucking aliens that I can destroy with just a fucking thought in my motherfucking mind. Because that which resides in me can't no man or woman put asunder. That which resides in me makes every tongue confess, it makes every tooth gash, and it makes every head bow and every knee buckle. Y'all don't want me to have church up in here now, do you? Because we live in a time of a very deceptive, a very trickery time. Yes, we do. Now, I don't really I try not to get into the political bullshit, but if you look up the history of Planned Parenthood and all of that shit, it is racist. And it's designed to get black women to abort their babies because they want black women to have a low birth rate. I'm not talking about right or wrong. I'm talking about facts. I'm not talking about feelings. I'm talking about facts. And you got motherfucking niggas, Roe v. Wade, they gonna take our rights away from us. Y'all not even worried about no black civil rights. Y'all motherfucking niggas are worried about if you can still get you a scoop of funky, dirty, diseased white motherfucking pussy or white motherfucking dick. Or white men's fucking diseased fucking ass crack for some of you fucking niggas. And when I said the dick remark, I'm talking about niggas. I ain't talking about black women. I'm talking about niggas. Not talking about black women. I'm talking about niggas who want some white dick. You want a scoop of skank. Because white men can be fucking skanks too. And I'm talking about the white people that go along with this bullshit. I ain't talking about white people that got fucking sense. Who look beyond the motherfucking veil. See, I look beyond the veil. Whether I'm right, wrong, or indifferent, at least I have the fortitude to think beyond and not believe whatever somebody says. Like bullshit, somebody taking away they gonna take away your rights. All you niggas can worry about is some motherfucking interracial marriage. And it's nothing wrong with people loving who they want to love. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about people who turn a blind eye to things that are much more important than where you stick your dick. You worried about unimportant shit, but that is the distraction. That is the distraction. And the real motherfucking distraction is keeping you and keeping your mind from, instead of looking outwards, from looking inwards. Because you're really supposed to be looking inside yourself. You're supposed to be examining self. But you're too busy worrying about listening to people like Cora. A bitch who was fucking her friend's husband behind her back. A bitch who supports gentrification in DC and the destruction of black culture in DC while pretending to be a fucking revolutionary. And I'm really surprised at Felicia Rashad that you're going around with this bitch Cora Masters Berry as your fucking friend. I thought you had more class than that, being the Gemini. I thought you had more class than that, Miss Rashad. But I guess I was wrong. I guess I was wrong. Oh, that's right. They're all up there in that Howard University alumni. They're all up in cahoots in that fucking cult, or that coven, I should say. Because we all know that we all know that Cora, she did work. She had work done because she ain't no real fucking witch. She had work done to get to where she's at so she could push Effie Berry and Christopher Berry out the way. And even Marion Berry as well. Because she didn't love him. She wanted the name. She's a Taurus. This is what they do. This is what they do. Give me a second. She's a Taurus with energies in Cancer, with universal energies in Cancer as well, constellations in the Cancer energies as well. So this is what she does. This is what they do. We're not even the right motherfucking, we don't even go by the right zodiac signs. You're not the zodiac sign that you were when you were born. That's not even your real, well, whatever, but there's more to you than that. Because truthfully, I'm not a Virgo. Truthfully, I'm a Scorpio Sagittarius. I'm a Scorpio Sagittarius. Or you can say it this way. I have constellations in Scorpio and Sagittarius. You can say that. I have constellations in Scorpio and Sagittarius. Mainly Scorpio. Mainly Scorpio. But we keep believing every fucking thing that we hear. We listen to all of this fear-mongering, and this shit enters your lives. It enters your mind, and it manifests in your quantum reality. Ain't no motherfucking food shortage. I eat good, okay? Ain't no fucking food shortage. Telling all these motherfucking lies, man. I'm tired of that shit. Ain't no fucking food shortage. Where's the food shortage at? I eat every motherfucking night. And I eat good. Every time I go to the store, I'm able to find what I want to. Most of the time. Now again, yeah, there are some things that are not in stock like they used to be. You know, I'm not denying that there can be some challenges right now, but the way that they're presenting it is bullshit. It's cap. It's bogus, and it's just more tactics to keep you in a cycle of fucking fear as black people. And I'm not even telling you niggas to get the fuck out of it. I'm just saying that I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that Roe versus Wade being overturned is going to be a ripple effect. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying it. That's just more fear. I'm not buying that there's a food shortage, oh, it's coming, and we're not going to be able to do this, and we're not going to be able to do that. Let me tell y'all something, because I'm older and wiser. Let me tell y'all something. Back in the 90s, by now, back in the 90s, when I used to listen to certain religious people, by now, from what it's long been past, but by now, the world should have been ended by now. Why do these people want the world to end so much? Why do they want it to end so badly? It's because they're miserable and unhappy and uncouth. That's all they talk about. Because they are not able to maneuver in this world, because they're not really God's people. There, I said it. They are not really God's people. Because see, those people that have the mark of God on them, such as myself, and this ain't got nothing to do with me thinking it, this is what high level spiritual motherfuckers have told me. When you have the mark of God on you, or the mark of the universe, whatever you want to call it, when you have that mark on you, you will always be able to maneuver in challenging times. It never said that things would be easy, because God knows nothing is easy. And I'm not a religious person, but I'm going back to my foundation so people can understand what I'm saying. There are going to always be challenging times. Always. Nothing is easy. Nothing. But what you don't do is lay down and die. And when I say lay down and die, I'm talking, that's symbolic for me saying, you don't lay down and die and let people dictate to you how your reality should be. Like Cora Masters Berry, the whore of Babylon, which is what she is. You don't let people dictate your reality. And I don't give a fuck when nobody say, well, she's an elder. Fuck that bitch. She ain't my elder. She's a fucked up, worthless ass bitch. She's a nothing ass motherfucking bitch for the shit that she has done to black people in this city, especially to the black woman. She has done fucked up shit to black women behind the scenes. And Serena Williams, Venus Williams, Tamika Mallory, y'all better keep your distance from that motherfucker. She's a fucking energy vampire. She's a fucking vampire. That's what she does. She steals energy from younger women and men. She tried to steal Christopher Berry's energy, but bitch, I shut that motherfucking shit down, didn't I? That's why you don't mention him any motherfucking more on your fucking Facebook page. Ain't that right? She's sitting up in a picture with Tamika Mallory and damn near got that girl's hand all up in her goddamn old cooch. Told y'all this was going to be a rant. Told you. She ain't shit. And just because you're an older person does not make you an elder. An elder is not defined by earthly numerical age. It's defined by the wisdom that you have accumulated through lifetimes of experience. Yeah, I said it. But when you have the mark of God on you, or the universe, or whatever you want, or the divine, you're able to maneuver through challenging times. You're able to maneuver, and you're able to get through those times no matter what. No man, no woman can put that asunder. No man or woman can stop your motherfucking flow. Not when you have the divine on your side. When you got the mark of the divine on you. So all of these predatory types of people out there now, all of these predatory types of people who call themselves black, thinking, and black people thinking that they're helping you, they're not helping you. They're destroying you. And they're destroying your consciousness. They are destroying your logical thinking. They are destroying you. And you need to be careful what you take into your consciousness, especially in this day and age. Because what you take in is what you're going to put out. If you believe that there's a food shortage, that's not just going to stop at the grocery store. That's going to cause lack in your life across the board. See, that's what people don't understand. No motherfucking food shortage. I eat good. And you should be eating good too. Because the divine will always provide when you're living in truth. And when you have the mark of the divine on you. Like I said, the marked ones. If you're a marked one, you're going to be all right. Yeah, there are going to be challenges. Shit, a couple of years ago, I was homeless for about 3 or 4 months. I was homeless. I went through some challenges. But guess what? I was still all right. I was still all right. I was still all right. You know, I've had people that, you know, I thought I was, you know, cool with, that turned on me. I'm talking about black men, you know, or who acted funny and shady, hurt my feelings. But guess what? I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm still all right. Had my family do the same thing. But I'm all right. Because my essence, and I don't mean to sound so spiritual, but my essence and my life is not defined, and my value is not defined, and no disrespect to anybody, but my value is not defined by what man and woman thinks about me. My value is defined by the divine. And I'm talking about the divinity within me. And nobody can take that away from you, and can't nobody take that away from me. So that is why I don't listen to these fear mongers, because I know exactly what they're doing. They're putting black people up under these rituals to continuously cipher off of you. Cora Masters Berry don't give a fuck about no motherfucking black people. That bitch is sitting over there in Southeast DC in a big ass motherfucking house, sitting in her fucking rocking chair like she done something. Bitch ain't done a motherfucking thing. She has done nothing but be a motherfucking liar and a fucking double fucking agent. Any bitch that's friends with Hillary Clinton, a woman who was accused of pedophilia, a woman that is a known fucking racist, a known fucking criminal, the Clintons, and this bitch calls her her good fucking friend. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. And we're supposed to listen to something like that? We're supposed to listen to people like that? We're supposed to believe what comes out of their mouth? Black people better stop listening to these motherfucking liberals. The black ones and the white ones, because they ain't shit. They ain't shit. And the only thing that liberalism has done is create, you know what they did? They created motherfuckers like that crackhead bitch that I had to cuss out a few months back. That is what liberalism creates. They create shit like that. They create shit like Planned Parenthood. Shit like Margaret Sanger. They feed you poison with sugar in it so you don't know that it's poison. And when I say poison, I'm talking about the poison of fear and misinformation and miseducation. That's all I have to say. This is the occult view. You got to be able to see what's going on. This is the occult view. That's all I have to say for now. Keep your eyes open. All of them. Not just the third one. All of your eyes. You got more than 3. Thank you.